Hey guys, so one last video. I found an article that I just found when I was reading Kofi's article on comic book, and it linked me to this one here, and I'm so happy to see this. Look at the title. Supergirl's controversial battle song was added last minute thanks to James Gunn, and fans are not happy. By Simon Gallagher, June 27th. So I didn't see this one. That's a few days ago now. But I want to read this anyway because that's what I was saying about the last song. One of the biggest prevailing criticisms of Craig Gillespie's Supergirl is the jarring decision to use a cover of a pop punk classic during Kara's climactic battle with the Brigands and Creme of the Yellow Hills. Even for those who love the film, and the audience score of 76% confirms there's a lot of them, the choice feels completely out of place and does not remotely fit the tone of the fight sequence. And now we know who was responsible: James Gunn. Well, at least partly. After a long process of trying to decide which song to use, which included testing. Oh, the Film Threat talked about this, about the 45 songs, and Gillespie said that he gives credit to James Gunn for choosing the cover of Jimmy Eat World's Anthemic The Middle. All right, yeah, so they talked about that in there. But I didn't see the article for this. I wasn't paying attention. The creative team revealed the process to Rolling Stone in a behind-the-scenes interview, confirming that the cover, which was recorded with a slower tempo and more ethereal singing style by Kelty Gray and Kid Motel, was only chosen right at the last minute. As Anna Noriega confirmed, "Oh God, it went round and round, didn't it? There were a lot of options." Gillespie added further detail, giving James Gunn credit. That was probably, yeah, this is what they said in Film Threat. That was probably the biggest discussion. And it was down to the very last week, and I gotta give James credit for that one. Yeah, James fucked up big time. The film has a number of needle drops that have been quietly widely discussed across social media as fans reflect on how James Gunn's creative identity is reflected in Supergirl. Despite him not being the director, there are certainly visual references, fight sequences, cues from his favorite approach, but the musical choices, which are quite eclectic, but mostly follow a sort of punk aesthetic that he is known to favor, not really, felt more poppy to me. Stand out the most. This is the biggest confirmation of one of his fingerprints. Sadly, fans aren't exactly won over, with lots of baffled reactions to the inclusion of the middle. Look at this one, Misty Moon. I think lyrically it's a perfect song for the film, but choosing a cover of it instead of the original was not a good choice, and it was probably better to use as an end credit song rather than a fight scene needle drop. Yeah. Anzi. Yeah, no, I frowned at this needle drop, not gonna lie. Like, I enjoyed a lot of the movie, but this was one of those things I literally went, ugh. Here is Simon Gallagher. It is supremely weird to me that people are claiming Supergirl is bad. It's fine to good. The story is good, but the script is poor. Great villain, great heart, poor humor. Not a great villain. No heart. Yeah, poor humor, I agree. Bad action. And, oh good, bad CG, so we agree on a few points, me and this guy. Unforgivably obnoxious needle drops, including the worst ever, impressively. Good. Supergirl's The Middle choice is weird, but the lyrics make sense. But it sucks. In the same interview, the pair were asked how they came across the cover of The Middle, and whether they commissioned it for the movie. Noriega confirmed no, I think we just found it, before Gillespie revealed the extent of the decision-making process. But there were probably about 45 songs that went against that scene. The director also revealed some details on the song that came runner-up, confirming that the decision was always going to include a cover. It was a remix of a classic, and I think you almost need to see it as a remix, because that's what works so beautifully about it, was the orchestration of it. That was down to the wire getting that sequence finished, because obviously the visual effects are massive. So it was a long few months of being like, it's going to be great. Well, it wasn't great. Matt, not joking, I think the Rotten Tomatoes scores shoots up like 15 to 20% without that needle drop. Baffling choice. On paper, The Middle is an illogical choice, given the lyrics point to an affirmative message about endurance and the fact that it was written specifically about a young fan who is going through struggles not unlike Kara, as they were writing the Bleed American album. Jimmy Eat World were sent a message through AOL by a fan who felt excluded by inspiring frontman Jim Adkins to write the song as a reply, embracing the punk culture of acceptance and resilience. In Supergirl, Kara is an outsider on Earth and struggles quite notably with self-acceptance, lamenting the fact that she has no people. The song's opening lines might as well be written for her. Quote, "Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head. You feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best, try everything you can, and don't you worry of what they tell themselves when you're away." As could the chorus, "It just takes some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything'll be just fine. Everything'll be alright, alright." Yeah, like, dude, no shitting on the song. Not that it's a bad song, obviously, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, when the fight scene happened, it was cringe. The issue, though, is not really the lyrics or the meaning. It's the style of the cover. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a sort of Pixie Girl low-tempo remake that completely undoes the idea that the punk ethos is what drives the message. Right. That's what I said in my analysis. And the higher tempo is perfectly suited to a battle scene. So quite why they went with this version, which arguably would have been better suited to the end credits, is the real head scratcher here. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Thank you! And genuinely takes away from the scene, which is otherwise an excellent battle sequence with very good effects. What do you think? All right, let's see what the comments are. Any comments? 3 comments. Daniel Sanchez, "You and critics have lost the plot. That song was perfect for the scene. Not once did I think it didn't fit. It was one of the highlights for me." Okay, Danny boy. Dragonfist 93. "James Goon trash." Okay, Dragonfist. Vicolor. "I love that song. The Jimmy Eat World original, that is. And here I thought the controversy was about what Kara did to Krem." Right. All right, yeah. No, that is a controversy in itself, Vicolor. Good point. All right, guys, so I'm so happy to see that people didn't like the final song, because it really was bad. Like, that was even when this fight scene started and that music, began, I was like, what the fuck? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Have a good night.